Hello friends, welcome to Data Science tutorial series. As part of this tutorial series, we are using pandas to carry out data science activities. So in this video, we are going to concentrate on merge or merging. So this facility you typically require when you want to handle multiple data frames, and how can you go about doing some processing when you have multiple data frames, and how can you basically do the merging. So that means this facility, what we now require, basically will be similar the way in which typically you do activities on databases, say like SQL. So essentially pandas has in-memory join operations very similar to relational databases like SQL. We are going to make use of this facility, and that's where this topic is there, where you are trying to merge. However, when you try to merge, you need to specify how do you want to do that merging, how that typically the output should look, and stuff like that. So we will try to understand those things as part of this video. So there is a functionality, or there is a method that is part of pandas, and that is called as merge, and it takes various parameters. So essentially it's going to take primarily it's going to take two parameters. First two things, they are basically going to be the data frame. So like here it is written as left and then the right. So left is a data frame, or it can be a named series object. We have seen named series object in the previous videos. So left is the first data frame, then the right is the another data frame. Then another thing is about on. So on is another important thing. So typically default value can be none. So on is like a column or an index level names to join on, because now you are going to do a functionality which is similar to a join, or rather you are trying to create a join which is similar the way in which we do it in databases. So that particular thing you require to mention, and for that you require to mention on. So column name to join on. So that is what it will be. So obviously when we do hands-on demo, this will be clear. Then how? So how is basically, there are typically very commonly used terminologies are how. So it is typically given as inner join or say outer join. So the default is a inner join. So because now we have one of left and right, and then the outer and then the inner. So this is basically all the four are there. So we need to choose one of left, right, outer or inner. The default value, all this is inner. So again when we go to the hands-on demo, this point will be clear. Then suffixes. So suffixes is again a pretty interesting thing, because when you have overlapping columns, then this functionality merge is basically going to provide you, so that you are able to decipher basically because now you are going to have overlapping columns. So you can actually find out from where the data is coming, and then there is no overlapping that is happening, because then you don't have a confusion. So we will be again seeing this as part of the demo. And basically suffixes is a tuple of string suffixes. Then comes an indicator. So indicator is a add a column to the output data frame called as underscore merge with the information on the source of each row. So it will tell from where the source is coming, because now your source is, now you have a left, you have a right. So you have two sources. So many times you need to know from where this data is coming, and that's where this indicator it plays a very important role. The indicator by default is false. Then there is another thing called as a join method. So basically it's just a wrapper over merge. So essentially join uses merge internally. So as a part of demonstration, we will see all these bullet points that are mentioned in the slide. So we'll try to basically merge based on one particular column. Then we will merge based on common column. So essentially we are trying to do intersection. Then we will try to have merging of all. So it is like a union. Then we will basically based on one data frame and other data frames particular column. So there we will try to understand the left join. Then the second one will be, after this we will try to understand, which is again a merged merge based on one data frame and other data frames particular column. There we will try to understand right join. Then we will merge the data, that is we need to report, that is whether it is a data is coming from first data frame or second data frame, or whether it is present in both the data frames, and then we'll make use of the suffixes with data frame. So these are all the things that we plan to cover as part of the demonstration. And when it comes to join, so I have told you by default inner join is the default one. So when you say that it's an inner join, then typically we have two sources or we have two sets, say for example. Then when we say inner join, then from those two sets you are going to get intersection, and when we say outer join, we are going to basically have a union. So again, all these terminologies, even if you are not aware of basically data frame terminology, doesn't matter because we are anyway going to show this as part of the demonstration. So now we will go to the Jupyter and we will try to see the demonstration. So I have written here a few code because I don't have to keep on typing again and again the same thing. So a few things are already created so that we can understand this concept very well. So let me just magnify it little bit so that this is very clear. So we are going to import pandas basically as PDs. So this we are doing multiple times. Now here we are creating a first data frame, and the data frame that we have created is basically of the stock data. So here you can see these are the names of shares, or these are the names of stock, and then these are the sales figures of these companies like Nestle, Nestle India, then Asian Paints, then Colgate Palmolive India, Reliance Industries, and then the TCS. So these are all the various companies are there, and these are the sales. So now these figures are actually the quarterly data of June quarter, that is June 2020 quarter, and this data is in crore. So now the question to some of you who are watching the video can be like, from where this data is coming. So I will just show you. There is a site called as moneycontrol.com. So from the moneycontrol.com, suppose if you want to take if you want to say get information about say TCS, so you type TCS, so you will get the TCS information. Now it's a decent amount of information, and it will take little time to load also this page because it's a pretty heavy page. So what we will do now is that we want to see the information related to the TCS financial things. So we basically hit on financials. So if you hit on financials, you are going to get this information. So here you can see this is the quarterly information, and I have pulled it out from here. So here you will see sales, other income, then net profit, all those EBIT margin, then EBIT, and then the interest and all that. So all those numbers are available here for that particular quarter. So I have pulled it out this data from this particular site. So this is the quarterly data. So I have basically kept the sales figure for these companies like Nestle, Asian Paints and all that. Then I have created another data frame. This is for the again various other stocks, say HDFC Life, TCS, like that. And then you have here the profit of these companies. So here basically you have profit for HDFC Life, then TCS, like that. So again this data is pulled from this site, that is moneycontrol.com. Now we have basically two data frames, that is DF1 and DF2. Now we want to basically carry out the things that are explained as part of the demo. So first let me just run this. So once I run this, I will see this. So you can see this is the output. So stock and the sales, this is in crores, these figures are in Indian rupees crores. Similarly, I am just running the second data frame output. So output here is basically stock and the profit. So that is what you are able to see. Now once you have this, then you can actually merge these two data frames. So how can I do the merging? So I will just do the simple merging, that is pd.merge, and we will see the output. So this is the default. We are not doing anything here because I have shown you multiple values here as part of this pd.merge left, right. So we have only given df1 and df2. The rest other parameters we didn't give. So it's going to merge and it's going to give the common stocks that are part of the data frame 1 and data frame 2, and where it puts the sales and profit information. So you can see it has actually merged it and it has taken only the intersection or common. Now we will say that merge the two data frame on a particular column. So for example, here I do here say stock, then this is a join based on a particular column like database inner join. So I can always do this and I can get it so again the result will come here the same. Now if I try to do it on say sales, I am not going to get anything. The reason is because there is nothing like sales in other data frames, because here you have stock is a common column, however there is no sales and then there is no profit in the first one and then there is no sales. So that's purposefully done to explain you this concept. So here we will obviously have stock. Okay, but if you are having multiple columns and then you want it on a particular column, then then this particular on helps. Okay, now we will try to do it like a inner join. So I have told you by default it is inner join. So here we have mentioned how. So how is now inner join, and then on is again the stock. So we will just try to merge it. So once you do it merging, again the output is going to be the same, because I told you inner join is the default behavior. So this output as well as this output both are same. Now we will try to create a outer join. So now this is a very interesting thing. So again both the frames, left right frames, that is df1 and df2, and here we are doing outer join. So now that means we are going to do union. So now once again we will try to see merge df. So now this is an interesting output. Why? Because from the first data frame few things are pulled out, where there is a sales information, and from the second one there is a profit information. However, there are some common stocks, so that's why you see here both. Similarly in Nestle you see both, and probably TCS. So these are the three stocks which are common. However, Colgate, Palmolive, Reliance, HDFC Life and Lupin, so they are not common. So because of that, somewhere say Colgate, Palmolive and NAN has come in profit. Why? Because it's not a number, there is no data available, that's why it is printing it as not a number. Similarly for the other thing like Lupin, HDFC Life, so you basically have here NAN. So that is basically the merged output. Now you can do the left join. So we will left join means we basically left join is like df1 and then the common column. So df1 and the common. So df1 basically is the first data frame and then the common. So the left and right is decided by the order in which it is passed. So df1 is left here and df2 is right, because that is what we are passing. If you change, then it will obviously change it. So if I just do it, now here you can get the output. So now because left and right, so here joining is happening between df1 and common. So because of that, here you are seeing profit as NAN. Why? Because stock sales, and now this particular thing there is no information for this, because we are using left as the left is what? So left is 1. Let's go to the left so that there is no confusion. So left is Nestle, Asian Paints, Colgate, Palmolive, Reliance and TCS. So this is what left is. So let's go to the left now. So here you see this Nestle, Asian Paints, Colgate, Palmolive, Reliance and TCS, where there is no profit information. That's why now here you can see the left and the common column, df1 and the common. So here this is how left. So now profit is none for these two because it's not available NAN. Then I can do it for on the right join. So here again it is df2 and common. So let's now once again do it. So here now the stocks are from the right one. So Nestle, Asian Paint, TCS, HDFC Life and Lupin. So these are all the stocks. Few are common and then two are different. So here you can see for HDFC Life there is no sales data. Similarly for Lupin. Now when outer join is performed, if we need to know from which data frame, that is left or right, the data is coming, that is where I was trying to explain you. So I scrolled it up and showed you, okay, this is the place where the data is there, this is the place not the data is there. So this is little cumbersome for a person to see it as a output record. So what is the facility? Basically you just say indicator is equal to true. So and you do the same thing. Say suppose if I want to do outer join and then I want to give an indicator. So then I can basically just say it as an indicator. Now here in the indicator it will tell the stock, all the stocks names will come, and then it is obviously wherever data is not there, it's going to say NAN. Now the interesting thing is here it is going to mention both. That means this data is available, Nestle is in the both, and the data is there. That's why you see sales and profit column filled. But however, Colgate-Palmolive is in the left, then HDFC Life is in the right. So then again this right and left is subjective, because if you interchange the passing, then obviously it is going to change. But that's okay. I think that is common sense. So now now we have seen all these things. So let's now try to little simplify it, because when we make use of stock data, then we can obviously make use of other things like suppose if I just want to pull some other data, then probably I can take EBIT, or if I want other data, then I can simply scroll up and say what is the market capitalization. Then I can play with PE, that is price to earning, then what is EPS, so earning per share, like that. So I can basically play. The problem here will be if we play, then probably the understanding requires little effort. So we'll try to take a simple example where we have say temperature data and pressure data like that, or humidity data of the city. So now we'll continue with our same learning of merging. However, we will try to create a simpler data. So we will have a data frame of city and the temperature. So these are the different cities and these are the different temperatures of the first data frame. Then second data frame is again different cities are there. That is Chicago, Texas, Mumbai, and here it is Chicago, New York, Texas, and Nagpur. So we'll just create the second data frame. Now we want to basically make use of the suffix. So I told you this is what the suffix is. So let's try to see how this works. So we'll go to suffixes, and here we have basically so let's run this. So now here what we are doing is when data is present in both the data frames. So now you see why this is automatically coming. In the previous example, I have purposefully avoided duplicating. Now here it is exact duplicate thing. Why? Because city, temperature, humidity. Again city, temperature, humidity. In the previous example, in the first data frame we were having sales data. In the second data frame we were having the profit data, which was the quarterly profit. Now here it is exactly the same, because city, the names of city are different, however, and obviously temperature, humidity values are different, but the columns are the same. Now that's why it is now going to make use of it will put suffixes. So you can see when I am trying to do merge on city, then it's going to basically merge it basically using temperature underscore x, then x, and then the y. Now suppose if I just want to get rid of this, so you see now it is coming city x, city y, and then temperature. So temperature is now basically is the anchor column, or on that way anchor in the sense this is what I am using as part of basically on, that is merging. So let's revert it. So we want it on city. So however it is understood now. So because city now is the common, so temperature is x, temperature y, similarly humidity x and humidity y. Now instead of that, basically still it is little confusing. So you can basically say suffixes, you can define your own suffixes like left and right. So it is your own definition. If you want say first and second, that's also possible. So you can simply say left and right. So then you are going to get left and right. So here you can see suffix is now temperature left, temperature right, humidity left, and humidity right. So instead of left and right, if you are given say underscore 1, let's say I do it here underscore 2. That is what my understanding is. So then in that case you will get temperature 1 and then humidity 1, humidity 2. So this is all about the merging of the data frames basically. So where we have seen merge based on particular column, then common column we have seen intersection, then we have seen union, then I also shown you about the left join, we have shown you, I shown you right join, then we have understood the suffixes, and then we have basically reported the whether it is coming from left or right and all that. So all those things we have seen as part of this demonstration. I hope you like this video. Thank you.